Okay, so the first method that we'll be going over in the 20 Ways to Cash video course is article writing. Article writing can be a very profitable online business for anyone that enjoys writing, has a computer and internet connection, and someone who has a good sense of language and grammar also. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a world-renowned article writer by any means. Article writing is simpler than people think. Writing an article is basically like writing a book report. Well, we've all had to do book reports for school, and article writing really is no different. Well, except for the fact that now you can get paid for spending the time and the research on creating the article. Article writing is really not that hard, guys, and nowhere near being rocket science. So many people ask, why is article writing so profitable? Well, there are many, many website owners that need constant new and unique content for their sites. Generally, a website owner will hire someone to write articles for them instead of writing the content themselves. This way, they always have new content on their site for their visitors, with no work having to be done from the website owner at all. Marketers also need articles written all the time. Marketers always need related articles to market and drive traffic, to their products. Most commonly, a marketer will ask an article writer to produce an article that is keyword rich. This way, keywords that are related to the product can be sprinkled throughout the article, and then it drives traffic back to their product. So marketers are always looking for article writers, so that it saves them, some time, so that they can focus on the rest of their tasks, of course, involving their product or products. Bloggers, like website owners and marketers, also need article writers. Bloggers need new blog posts to keep their blogs active and up to date, and always have blog posts on their blogs regularly. Again, this is alleviating time that they would have to spend creating the content for their blogs themselves. So with all this in mind, you can see why article writing has become so popular to the internet world, and why it could be a very, very profitable way to make some major cash. So now we're going to go over some steps that you need to take to see how you can make article writing work for you as an online business. The first thing you need to do is find freelancing sites. Some of the more popular freelancing sites available are guru.com, elance.com, and freelancer.com. All of these sites are very simple and easy to use and are a great help in finding article writing jobs available, as well as they help get your service out to potential clients that need article writing services. All of the freelancing sites are free to use, and they provide you with other helpful tools that will help you find work and can serve as a pathway to long-term business relationships also. Okay, so after you successfully have signed up with one of the freelancing sites, you'll then want to search for writing jobs. I always suggest that you find 3 to 5 freelancing jobs that you're interested in. This way you have more of a chance of landing one of the jobs. You can never put out too many, proposals, because remember, there are other article writers out there searching for work also. So many of the jobs will be applied for from many article writers. So the more proposals that you have out there, the more you will see work headed your way. There are tons and tons of ads that go out each day on the freelancer sites looking for article writers. So make sure that you check every one, and once you find a topic that interests you and that you'd be able to write on, then you need to apply for the ad. Make your proposal and then just simply wait for the response. You can also use Google to find writer job openings that are available. You just simply type in the search bar at Google, writer job openings. There'll be tons and tons of ads available that have been put out searching for article writers. After you found a job that you're interested in, and then you need to contact whomever it is that's placing the ad for the job opening. You want to make sure that when you are applying for the writing job that you list your skills and give examples of or access to your previous work. Remember that you're trying to sell your services to an individual, so you want to make sure that you let them know that you're the right person for the job, why you think you'd be a good person for the job, and give them lists of your skills and your experience is a great way to get responses back from people and landing, of course, the job. You also want to create a profile for yourself on one of the freelancing sites. This is also a very simple task that will greatly benefit your business. You want to make sure that you include your skills, your interests, and examples of your previous work. Many potential clients don't post on the freelancing sites that they're needing article writers. However, if at times they also search through the writer database of the freelancer sites. So you want to make sure that your profile is set up and ready to go so that they can see exactly why you'd be the perfect person for the job. You want to make sure that you include your previous work so that potential clients can get an idea of how good your writing is. The more examples of good work that you show, the more chance you have in potential clients contacting you for your article writing services. So setting up a profile, like I said before, is very easy to do. All you do is just simply follow the steps and then you're ready to go. There are many, many ways that a profile at one of the freelancing sites will benefit you and your article writing business. The obvious reason being that potential clients can now have access to viewing your profile and asking you to do work for them. Clients can also turn into a long-term business relationship, and of course that means a steady rate of profits rolling in. So you definitely want that. Another great benefit is that your name gets circulated throughout the internet. Think of it this way. Any business owner in the world will tell you the best form of advertising in business is word of mouth. This really is no different when it comes to the internet business. So making sure that you have an up and going profile will help people to learn about your services that you're offering, and will definitely get you out and about in the internet world. Now, there are some resources that you can use. YouTube is, of course, great for finding videos on how to write an article. So if you need to find out the correct way to write an article, this is a great place to go and find out. You can also gain helpful tips and strategies that will help you with your article writing skills. Google can also be a great place to go for helpful information on writing articles. You can find article formats and also step-by-step information on writing content the correct and, of course, the professional way. So if you feel like you need some help with your article writing skills, make sure that you use the resources that are available for you so that you can improve those skills. Remember that this isn't rocket science, and anyone can do it as long as you put forth the effort and the time to do it. So I know you're asking, well, how much can I make writing articles? Well, article writing jobs can range from profits of $5 to even $100 or more. This really depends on experience and also what the client is offering to pay for your services. However, remember that a client can turn into a long-term client, which means tons of money can be headed your way constantly. Averagely, a writer will receive 50 cents per 100 words, and that's, if you're just starting out, that's something that, would be good. You want to get as much experience as you can. That's the key thing. So the more articles that you write, the more money that you'll make, obviously. There are also some factors involved in article writing. Of course, the amount of research that you'll have to put into each article. This is why it's a good idea to stick with topics that you know about or are familiar with, because this will alleviate a lot of the research time that you'll need to complete the articles. You want to make sure that you're giving your clients articles that are filled with expertise and knowledge on the topic. So for topics that you aren't familiar with, you need to do an adequate amount of research to make sure that you cover every aspect of what the client is wanting in the finished product. Now, I'm not talking about spending hours on end researching the moon, however. You do want to make sure that you have researched enough about the topic that you can fully describe what the article is supposed to be about. Okay, so now that we've went over the steps to starting your very own online article writing business, now I'm going to actually show you the steps to making article writing an instant success and a profitable online business. So I will see you guys in the next video.